Hi, I'm John with Straight Talk Construction Careers, and I'm here to give you the real deal on the blue collar trades, the good and the bad. I've spent over 20 years in the trades, and I've never seen demand like we have right now. While everyone's chasing desk jobs and college degrees, the skilled trade workers are walking into great paying opportunities that most people don't even know exist. So if you're wondering whether their trades are right for you, stick around because I'm about to share what I wish someone had told me when I was starting out. A snowy day like this, and I put my old Carhartt on. It reminds me of when I was in a carpenters union. We're getting a dusting today in Tennessee, and it always reminds me of working outside. I remember working at Newark Airport. I think it was 2003, 2004. There was a big job on Newark Airport. They were redoing the monorail. I had to work outside in the winter, and let me tell you, it was cold. You know, no matter how many layers you put on, you're cold. I remember I saw this one individual at a summer job, and he said to me, Carmen, my first legal name, my first name is Carmen. And I went by that in the carpenters union because there was a lot of Johns. They said, Carmen, you lost a lot of weight. And I said, I didn't lose any weight. I said, I had like 6 layers of clothes on, and I looked like the little kid from It's a Christmas Story when his mom dressed him up to go out to play in the snow. So my point is, a lot of people think they're going to work in the trades. Well, be aware of the weather, okay? Working outside in all kinds of weather, it can be pretty rough. That was just one story I remember fondly. It was a tough job, but a good job because I worked with a lot of good people. I've been watching a lot of videos about people talking about construction jobs, about what it's like to work in the construction field. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and some of it is just baloney. The truth is, I know a lot of blue collar workers, and they do quite well. Learned many years of on the job training and some schooling, and you can make a very good living in the trades. And if that's what you want to do, I want to encourage you to go for it because now is an awesome time to get into the trades. I heard a statistic that we were short about 650,000 workers in the blue collar trades. And I also heard this awesome tidbit. I heard this statement from Mike Rowe, and everybody knows Mike Rowe. He said that we've been teaching kids to learn to code for years. We've been telling, learn to code, learn to code. Well, guess what? AI, artificial intelligence, is now coming for the coders. They're not coming for the plumbers, carpenters, and electricians. And I just want you to think about that. So there's a huge shortage of workers right now, blue collar workers, and now it's a great time. There's a lot of baby boomers retiring, and there's a lot of AI buildings going up that are going to need workers, and solar wind farms. Although I'm going to be honest, I live in Tennessee. I don't know where all these wind farms are. I keep seeing these videos about all these incredible jobs, and there are incredible jobs, but I just want to share that when you're seeing these videos about how many tens of thousands of dollars you can make in the skilled trades, take it with a grain of salt, so to speak. Here's what I want to share. When you're looking at pay for blue collar trades, it's dependent on your location in the country, your experience level. I've lived in New Jersey and Georgia and North Carolina and Tennessee, and the pay is different, and it's usually dependent on the area and the local economy. So when I lived in New Jersey, you need to make a whole lot of money to be able to survive, but the pay was drastically different when I moved to, let's say, Georgia. So I just wanted you to be aware that when you see all these videos about, hey, get in the trades and you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars, you can make a very good living. Okay, so there's a saying from the Bible. It says steady plodding brings prosperity. So if you go into any occupation, if you work steadily, put your money away, live within your means, you're going to do very well. Okay, but I do want to share that trades have been really good to me, but there's also another side. It's not easy on the body. You've got to take care of yourself. And when I was a younger guy, I remember I never put knee pads on. If I did a floor for half a day or a day, to be honest, I did stupid things. I remember using a grinder
not putting safety glasses on. That's stupid. It's just stupid. I remember using an acetylene torch, not grabbing the safety goggles. Again, stupid. Luckily, I didn't get myself hurt. When the work slows down, the supervisors get rid of the troublemakers and the whiners first. I was one of the hardest workers, and when I got to the job site, I kept my mouth shut and I worked. I worked hard. I worked steadily. Which reminds me of another story, specifically that winter at Newark Airport. It was so cold that I needed to keep moving to keep warm. And I could remember being told, hey, John, slow down, slow down. And I was like, okay, I would try to like slow down a little bit. But then, 10 minutes later, I'm going at my speed again to keep warm. And it's like, John. And I'm just like, guys, I'm freezing out here. It's in the teens. So stuff like that happened in the Carpenters Union. We worked alongside laborers. They actually had a laborers union. So if I ripped up a piece of plywood off of the scaffolding, I was not allowed to move that piece of plywood more than a couple of feet, which was annoying because then I had this laborer like right up in my space. I'll just say it was just an interesting place to work. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. And that was an okay job. I mean, it paid the bills. It was not highly skilled. We were doing scaffolding work. Anyway, these are just some of the things I wanted to share. So with Straight Talk Construction Careers, I just wanted to shoot it straight. So without further ado, I'm going to get into my shed and do a little work. Thank you. Okay, so I'm back. I wanted to share a few more things before I wrap up this video. Now is an awesome time to get into the trades. We haven't seen the demand for blue-collar workers since the New Deal, which was enacted in 1933 to 39 during the Great Depression by President Roosevelt, which gave many people jobs. They built thousands of roads, schools, sewer systems, public buildings, the Cooley Dam, Hoover Dam, LaGuardia Airport. I just want to walk along with you and share experiences that I have dealt with in the trades, as well as share current news and job opportunities in the blue-collar trades. And I think the time is now, but you have to take action. So I will see you on the next video.